Hi, my name is David Connolly and this is my colleague Gary from Jointed Paving Mortar. And today we're going to show you how we recommend you use jointed paving mortar correctly so that your job ends up with a fine finish. Gary here is going to show you the correct use of the product, and along the way we will give some narration and instruction on it. I'll hand over to Gary.
Now, this is jointed here, two bottles, and this is the bucket. The bucket we use is a 30 kg bucket, so you can fit the epoxy resins and the sand into it. First I'm just going to rinse out my bucket thoroughly. Just to ensure there's no grime or dust inside. And then I'm going to pour the two bottles in together. And I'm going to add 3 litres of water using one of these containers. Either one will do. Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. We'd recommend that you mix the epoxy resins together and the water, along with the water, to give it a good bond.
As you can see, Gary has now mixed the 2-part solution, one of which is a hardener, the second which is a glue. He is now about to add the sand to the mixture and show you how it is applied to the paving to give a correct bond. I'll hand over now to Gary.
Now that we have spent 3 minutes at least mixing the jointed, it is now ready to pour on to the paving that has area being prepared. But first we're going to saturate the paving with water. Now that the paving is clean, I must also ensure that my boots are clean before I step onto the paving. Now I'm going to use a fine bristle brush to brush the jointed into the joints, but first I'm going to clean it thoroughly with water. We'd recommend for jointed that you put in a minimum of the thickness of the joint, which in this case we have 25mm, and the joint is about 25mm wide.
As you can see, Gary has now filled all of the joints with jointed compound. The 25mm depth has been filled to the top. At this point, Gary is now going to leave it for some 20 minutes at today's temperatures of about 10 degrees. Jointed should be then ready to sweep off. However, on some really warm days where temperatures can be 20-25 degrees, jointed can be brushed off after only 10 minutes. Stop. As you can see, Gary has stepped back onto the pavement and has brought some of the residue from the sub-base onto the surface of the flags where jointed has been applied. This is an absolute no-no. This must be corrected immediately by washing the surface of the flag to remove the residue of the sub-base so that Gary can finish off the application of the jointed product. If the flags are to be allowed stained like this, it will affect the overall finish at the end. So Gary is going to clean the surface now and his boots.
Now that I am happy that jointed is ready for its final sweep, I am now going to clean my brush thoroughly with water.
As Gary sweeps, you can notice that he cleans each flag thoroughly to make sure that all of the residue from the jointed compound is removed at this point.
Jointed, the recommended jointed material that you can use.